Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the show. Since we took another unexpected break, we said we were going to stop doing that.
Growing up sucks.
Yeah.
Whether it's having to run here and run there.
Unexpected work happening. It happens, man.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Yeah, that's...
And then getting sick, people getting sick at your house.
No, man. That's the last 2 weeks. That's what's happened. I had to go out of work. I had to go to the cousin Mary in Statham's, Alabama. And then I had to go to... My wife had to go get kidney stones. It's a little selfish on her part to put us out of the loop for a second straight week.
Goodness gracious, Lindsay.
I posted a video on Facebook that
of her in the floor writhing in pain with kidney stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That'll teach her.
Dadgummit. Me riding around Salina on East Lake Avenue at 5:15 in the morning.
You riding around Salina?
Yeah, the kids wouldn't act right. So Bayless was... Poor old Waylon I just got him a blanket and a pillow.
Uh-huh.
I walked Lindsay into the emergency room, and then this is like 4-something in the morning, and Bayless lost. He just was losing it in the car, so we rode around and tried singing nursery rhymes. I'm really going to pick up my game on nursery rhymes like we talked about a couple weeks ago. I can't even remember Rockabye Baby. Waylon's like, that is not even how it goes.
Did you say sing it, son? Help me out.
Exactly.
Help me out, honey.
I got really, really far behind on my nursery rhymes. I've got to have to study up.
What Camden loves is Alan Jackson. Whatever he's singing, kid loves it. He's Kara's got a gospel CD. His about the first 2 gospel songs that Alan Jackson sings come on. He's out like a light.
Well, maybe he doesn't love it. Go to sleep and avoid it.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe we love it because it puts him out to sleep. I don't know.
Alan Jackson, I guess, done a big concert down at the Send Amphitheater over the.
Alan Jackson, huh? It wasn't his doppelganger from up there in Knoxville, is it?
Oh, yeah.
That guy that I can't think of what his name is, Rodeo Bob or something, and up there out of Knoxville. I've seen him twice, and I thought he was Alan Jackson both times.
I laughed because I thought it might have been when me and you were together there, but I think I was in Tootsie's when I saw a guy that looked just like him one night, but he wasn't.
There's a radio host up there that's the same height in Knoxville. He's the same height and grew his hair out long and blonde like Alan Jackson and got the little Alan Jackson mustache, and he talks just like him. He's got the same cadence to his voice and same everything, and so he's really pushing the I look like Alan Jackson part.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy. And by the way, there's a guy I work with looks like Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I said, every time I talk to him, I say, yeah, brother. Yeah, brother.
Well, let me tell you, what's his real name?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I just call him Hulk. I call him Terry a lot. He don't know why I'm calling him Terry.
Well, I'd find out his real name and say, well, let me tell you something, Johnny.
Right?
Is it like steroided Hulk Hogan?
No, this is like
leathery Hulk Hogan.
Neither one. This is like the same age, never touched a weight, real skinny guy, but wears a bandana all the time. Got the big long blonde mustache and the hair that comes out the back. Always wearing cutoff shirts. I say, yeah, brother.
Well, those guys are
good job, Terry.
I wonder what our generation is going to have that they won't let go of, because like you talk to guys that are like in their 50s.
Yeah.
They've got those skullets. Not the skull. Some guys have the skullets because they can't give up the long hair, but the do-rags.
Yeah. Do-rags are a staple of Bonnell.
Are they?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they sell special do-rags down at the Walmart in Carthage because there's so many people down there wearing do-rags.
Well, that's a whole nother topic, is that Walmart in Carthage. I think we talked about that.
I go in there too much. I ain't going to talk too much about it.
Man, that is, I think that's where the people of Walmart website found it at. It was in Carthage. I wore a pair of jeans and a button-up shirt in there one time. They looked at me like I was wearing a 3-piece suit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I see a lot of people that's wearing the same shirts as on the rack, and I'm not going to say whether or not they've still got the tags on them or not, but you see them walking around in there sometimes like, maybe that just happened. Maybe this just occurred.
They're wearing either Gordonsville Tiger gear or camouflage.
There's a lot of Gordonsville Tiger stuff going on down there, and a lot of Carthage Owls stuff going on down there.
And camouflage. Not anything wrong with camouflage, but...
I didn't buy a pair of sunglasses yesterday because I had a little bit of camouflage on them. I didn't want people to think I was a hunter. Mm-hmm. Get into conversations that I couldn't handle.
That happens because I wear the hell out of coast, and everybody's like, you fish much?
Yeah, you say, caught a marlin yesterday up at Del Hollow.
Yeah, I like those camouflage sunglasses, but I would own a pair.
Yeah.
Lindsay tried to buy a pair for me one time just because, I wanted some coasters.
You say good deal.
What about black ones with blue lens? How about that?
How about we find some nice glasses understated, just black.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm after.
That don't have to be camouflage.
No.
I'm wore out. You're wore out.
Gosh.
You've had a late night with your baby.
Yeah, we had a long day yesterday. Went to Knoxville yesterday morning. Got up at 3 or 3:30, something like that. And got out of the house at 4 and drove to Knoxville. Sat through a pretty nice graduation. Kara's sister graduated. Got salutatorian of her high school.
Okay.
One of the salutatorians. Shared it with somebody. Had a really nice speech. Then we stayed up there most of the day, and we got home around 6 o'clock yesterday evening. And Camden's been falling asleep and awake for every 30 minutes since then.
Kids, man.
All night long, brother. I got up at 7 o'clock this morning and gave him back to Kara. I said, I think he needs to be fed. And next thing I knew, it was 10 o'clock. Out. I was out.
Same like we went to a graduation yesterday also, and Waylon he went to a pool party, and then we knew it was inevitable he was going to stay all night. He wanted to stay all night. We run by, give him some clothes. Got all the way home, and Lindsay decided she didn't want him to stay. So through the big storm that happened last night,
Yeah.
she drove back to Cookeville from North Springs at 9:30 last night. Just to pick him up because she decided
She didn't want him to stay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I said, okay, that makes sense.
Well, do your thing. You do you. I'm going to go to bed, huh?
Yeah, I fell asleep on the couch and woke up and Bayless was wide open and Waylon was wide open. And I guess I just lost it there at about 11:15. Because Waylon was in the floor playing and Bayless slapped him in the head and Waylon didn't think he was going to see it. He fully armed Heisman Bayless and knocked him down. Head hits the and he didn't cry. His head hit the living room floor and he didn't cry. He just jumped back up. But I about lost my religion on Waylon about 11:15. I said,
Yeah.
Well, he was hitting me. I said, Jesus H. Christ, son, you're 10 and a half years old.
You're 10. He's 1. Let's go ahead.
I said, get real.
Yeah. Realize you can win that fight.
I said, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, either I can I'll keep talking to my child like an adult right now, or I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like, just go to bed.
Yeah.
I said, well, that's ridiculous. He's 10 years old. I said, he's treating. Good Lord,
kids.
That's what I put that picture on Facebook the other day because Lindsay's always putting I give Lindsay a hard time anyway. And I give about certain things. But like James Hatcher said the other day, he was praising Sarah for being a good mom.
Yeah.
On and off Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because a lot of people are just showing. I don't want to paint the picture of my wife's just for a show, but I think somewhere towards the end or beginning of summer break, she posted a picture. Happy to be home with my babies the rest of the summer. But the third day, she's like, I got to get out of this house. I've got to go somewhere. These boys are driving me crazy. I went, oh, but I can't wait to be home with my babies. Hashtag, blah, blah, blah.
Hashtag blessed.
You.
Hashtag blessed.
And so the other day, she went to the bathroom she was still in the house, in the vicinity. He was just, and I was holding him up and I was like, this is a perfect time just to make light of this situation. Everybody always puts the good stuff on Facebook. Let's put the reality here. And I held my phone out and took a selfie of us and him just losing his freaking mind.
I think my kid's scared of the dark. Night gets 8:30. Lights start going out, start shutting the TV off and everything, get ready for bed. He loses his damn mind. He cannot handle it. You come back in the living room, turn the TV on or turn the light on over on the side, we'll sleep. We'll sleep for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that.
Well, maybe it is.
He don't like it, man.
I tell you what,
That's daddy stuff. Let me tell you another story that nobody wrote in a book that told me it was going to happen. I got he puked in my ear the other morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was walking him. Was coming from the kitchen into the living room. He'd been up crying, this and that.
Damn.
Holding him right there on my left arm. All of a sudden, blah, puked right in my ear. I went, no. And I turned around and looked at him and just big smile, just cute as he could be. Stomach feels better. Yeah, man. And I was looking at him, and then here he comes again. Blah, puked right in my hand. I caught it. Poor Kara, she was about half sick anyway. She'd been running around with earaches and had sinuses and everything. And here I had puke in my ear, puke in my hand down the front of my shirt. Her trying to not to get choked on something. She goes, I said, I just need some help. I got puke in my ear.
I hate puke so bad. And that's so funny you said it because that same thing happened to Lindsay the other day because Waylon had strep throat one week. She took Bayless the next week. He had strep throat. And she called me. She went, Bayless just projectile vomited on me. And I said, oh, just on. She's like, no, I had him in front of my face. And I said, Jesus. And I said, two things would have happened if I'd have been there.
I'd have puked on your face, too.
I said, if he puked on me, I said, I'd be either sitting there crying because I couldn't move, or B, we'd have a kid with puke all over the place with a broken arm because I'd have threw the son of a gun 4 feet in the air, probably. Oh, Lord.
He drooled in my mouth the other night. We was sitting there, and I kind of was laying on my side, and I had him up on my other side, and then next thing I knew, I was like, there's puke. There's drool in my mouth.
It is, man. I tell you what, mothers...
Boy, that little smile makes it better, though.
It does, temporarily.
Except for that puke in the ear, it didn't make it better.
They, mothers need more than one day, really. Just don't acknowledge them that one day in May, like, because... When Lindsay had her kidney stones, I was doing everything, taking the kid, taking Waylon to school. Then she was asleep. He fell over the rocking chair outside while I was just letting him play outside. He loves playing outside. As soon as
Waylon or Bayless?
Bayless, I'm sorry. He loves playing outside. But as soon as he goes back in, he loses it. So my granny had called, then my Aunt Winona had called, so everybody was on the phone, and I wasn't watching him too good, and he tripped over the rocking chair.
Yeah.
Face planted the porch.
Yeah.
Started losing his mind. So I rocked him in the chair there, and was almost like scared to let him go to sleep because I'm anal like that. I'm like, man,
maybe he's got a concussion.
Maybe he's knocked out. Maybe he's not sleepy. He's just knocked out. And I was like, hell with it. Everybody's tired, And I was trying to clean my truck that I just got, and so I took him in, laid him down. Got him almost to the pallet. So I patted his butt back down. Went outside. I was like, Waylon, all I want to do is clean the windows on this truck. Then I'm done for the night. So that's it. Just please tend to him. It was about 3 minutes and 42 seconds later. Daddy, look who's up. And dragging him out by one arm, looked like, out to me.
Tend to him. Tend him.
Waylon don't do very good with that.
Yeah.
So. Anyway,
dad stuff.
He had 12 and a half minutes of dad stuff.
Yeah.
Had good feedback from our Terry Jennings episode from Terry himself.
Good.
What
about that? Who was that guy that was trying to virtue signal to him that he was on Terry's side? Like that guy that was like, they didn't even know their facts.
Oh, yeah. It was some lady, I think. And Terry even messaged me back the day. Next day, he's like, don't mind Mary or whatever the girl's name was. It's like, she grew up, she's a family friend. And I said, all right, well.
Yeah.
I played it off, man.
Yeah.
Did you see my reply to that?
No, I didn't.
I was like, I just said, hey, I'm a big a fan of that generation as I am the current. I misspoke. I apologize. Let her try to fact check me about 5 years ago. It wouldn't have ended up so well.
Yeah.
It'd been a little, but out of respect for Terry and that show, I thought, well, let's just take the high road on this broad. So, but yeah, 5 years ago.
But I didn't, so I went ahead and mentioned it on the show.
No, but I thought it was good, and where he done so much different than a lot of prior guests that I was really disappointed in. If you're a musician and you want to get your something out there, man, why not retweet something to your 76,000 followers?
Why not? Let everybody hear about it, huh?
If you're happy enough to come on the show, but we've had a handful of done that, that did do that. Jim White always retweets when he's on the show, and Amber and Mary Spar and people that dig, to get that side of it. But anyway, Terry done it. And he messaged me the next day. He said, I appreciate you. And I said, no, I appreciate you. So that's pretty cool. I mean, like Don Asbury texted me a while ago, and he's like, man, you had Waylon's son. He's like, you guys are really
doing something, right?
Some high profile guests. I don't think so. Anyway, I enjoyed doing it. He didn't want to give away too much,
I get it. If you're promoting the book and want everybody to go out there and promote the book, then go for it. I'd like to have heard him, get into some of the stories or want to get into some of the stories, but I get it too. He did a great job otherwise. Or not otherwise. I mean, he did a great job, but he did. I just would have liked to have heard some of the stories.
So some other news.
I would say you went to Alabama,
and it was just a quick trip. It was much like my Colorado trip. It's all for business.
Oh yeah,
what I'm saying. There's no sightseeing, nothing going on. But I did see
the airport.
Seen an interesting business there. Yeah. All the sign said was an African hair training store.
Yeah.
Put that in your Google.
Let's Google this.
Let's Google this and see what kind of reaction we get from
from African hair training.
You'll really see some different things when you get down there when it says gun store, liquor store, pawn shop. You'll see some other businesses that pop up. Did you type in Alabama with it?
No, I will.
Put African hair training store in Alabama. I can't remember if that was Huntsville. I think it was Huntsville. You got one in Mobile, Decatur, Montgomery. Lord.
There's all kinds of them right there.
African Queen's hair braiding. Amuo, African hair braiding. Aisha, African hair braiding. Mama's African hair braiding. Colo's Africa hair braiding.
Why is it all braiding? It's every one of them got braids in it.
Cassidy's.
Diallo's.
Bah! African hair braiding too. So that means there's another one out there. Malacane. Huh.
Maybe there's more to it than it seems.
That is really odd.
Yeah.
And right damn next door was a belly dancing store.
Man.
A belly dancing
Go
facility.
get your haircut straightened up, get your braids fixed, and learn to belly dance.
That's like up there on Highway 56. They used to have the pizza joint, the oil lube, and next to the strip club. Remember that when Gainesboro had that strip joint for like 5 minutes?
I don't remember that.
You don't really? So it was between Gainesboro and
I thought there was one
Baxter.
in Smithville.
There is still currently. But there was one between Gainesboro and Baxter.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably rather see what was in this African hair braiding salon than that.
You imagine the quality of women it was between Gainesboro and Baxter?
I don't want to imagine. I don't want to see it.
I had friends that went.
This belly dancing right beside of it's pretty interesting. How big of a business is it that you can actually build a shop to teach belly dancing?
I don't know.
You see a lot of belly dancers out there?
Not that I don't.
I guess it's like jujitsu and karate and stuff, right? You just go and find a hobby.
I don't have any personal friends that belly dance.
I don't know. I could.
I'm gonna type this. How to do hip lifts and basic shimmy for belly dancing.
If you haven't heard the name Brady wrote, you're not alone. He's a 27-year-old drug rapper.
Yeah, I hear you. How to podcast. Hip lifts and basic shimmy.
So now we're going to go over the basic hip lift. Let's assume our basic belly dance posture position. So the legs are right under the hip bones.
Oh yeah.
Are bent.
Yeah.
Lower abs tucked, chest lifted, arms out. And now you're going to bend the knees even more than before.
Is it like this? I got you.
And focus on
Yeah.
lifting one hip.
You're doing exactly right there.
Is this
Oh,
it?
whoa.
Is this it?
Her hips aren't moving yet.
Oh, mine are. I'm already ahead of this girl.
Come on, girl.
I'm expert level compared to this girl.
Oh, she's moving.
Try that with music.
Yeah, turn on some sensual music. Go.
Oh, I got this.
A bit faster.
Yeah, I think yours is a little. Can you hang with her now though?
Let me see.
Keeping the heels
I think you were already moving that pace before.
I think I've already got this.
arms relaxed.
I'm already there, brother.
Your arms aren't relaxed though.
Space so your head's not bopping up and down.
Like, what is that?
That's Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh,
Oh, now let's
I
go.
went straight Weekend and Bernie's on it.
You don't have.
No, I'm out. I'm out now.
Plus, you don't have beads on your hip.
I can bounce my belly faster than hers. Huh?
That's sensual as all get. I want
Yeah.
to type in African hair braiding on YouTube and see what pops up.
Apparently, it's a lucrative business. There's a lot of them.
I bet there ain't none outside of the
South.
South.
Maybe not. I don't know.
African hair braiding. Well, looks like a bunch of female Allen Iversons here.
That looks like it would take so much time. Look at all those braids. That looks like it would take so much time.
I seen Elliot Brown work his through his rows in the cornfield quicker than this.
Oh, yeah. That's crazy.
Well, there's just a different culture out there when
Yeah.
you get places
It's
like
not in the middle of Hermitage Springs, Tennessee.
Alabama.
Yeah.
That was about the extent of my trip. I mean, just work, man.
Yeah.
Just work.
Space Center in Alabama. I don't guess you got to see it, did you?
Where's it at?
It's right there in Huntsville as you come down.
Yeah, I've seen it when we come in.
Did you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
See a
Big spaceship sticking up in there.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought that was always somewhere else besides Huntsville. Yeah, we passed right by it.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to check it out.
And so not a whole lot on your trip then.
No, just
business.
It was a quick one. It was a down Wednesday, back Thursday night,
Right.
Thursday evening. So gonna spend some time the next few weeks in East Tennessee and the Carolinas and Memphis and
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas, Mississippi, just different places. I'm gonna be kind of.
You ever been into Arkansas? Awful roads. Gosh, they're bad.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's so much fun here just driving down there. All the roads sound like this all the time.
I don't think
keep
I've ever
talking.
been to
This is like
Arkansas.
you just keep talking.
It's just the whole time.
Whole time you're driving.
Still,
I hate it.
I've been to Memphis. That's about as far as I've been.
Yeah,
There.
yeah. You ought to hit Texas up some point in time.
There's not a lot of heating needs in Texas, believe it or not.
Man, forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe hit Colorado again and then go north from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might work. I don't know where.
You know where I don't want to be? Anywhere cold. I don't want to be there. Any place that needs heaters, I don't like it. Except for Tennessee.
There's no telling where they're gonna send me. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
I just do what I'm told.
Tell them, say, hey, ain't they having something in the Bahamas? Sometimes they need some haters in the Bahamas.
Like a buddy of mine from Tutco.
Can't you make one air conditioner?
Buddy of mine from Tutco said, "Yeah, look at this. This is Roach. He my white slave. He be doing what I tell him to do." Remember on next Friday?
Yeah.
I didn't get it to start with. He goes, "This is Dustin. This is my white slave. He be doing what I tell him to do." And I was like, and I went on. He goes, "No, fool. Next Friday, Day and Roach." I was like, "Oh man, how did I miss that? How did I miss that of all things?"
Right. Well, what else we got? Tom Brady. You seen his commercials?
Tom Brady, the new cover boy of Madden 18.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to happen to him? You think he's going to get kneecapped?
He said he's going to tear his ACL.
Yeah.
The Madden is the worst.
Pull a Shaq, break his big toe.
Shut up. I never want to see Marcus Mariota on the cover of a Madden. I'm fear of the day it's going to happen because when he breaks out again this year,
Yeah.
I never want to see him on the cover because something bad. Like, it's not all just injuries. Like, sometimes people just lose their minds. That one guy, Peyton Hillis, he had one big year for the Browns, and he come back. He was on Madden, and I literally have not heard from him since.
Yeah. What? Who all's been on the Madden covers?
Let's look.
Let me look it up.
Madden cover boys. Vince Young was on the cover the next year. He was throwing his damn shoulder pads in the crowd.
Troy Polamalu was on there.
He got injured the next year.
Let's see who's here.
Okay. Start.
Look, John Madden was on there by himself for a long time. Eddie George,
Eddie George, what year was that?
2000. He's on Madden 2001. Sorry.
Okay, so he that maybe not him.
Dante Culpepper,
I can't remember.
Marshall.
I'm not going to remember a lot of these.
Marshall Falk,
Okay.
Michael Vick.
Fought some dogs.
Yeah, he sure did. Ray Lewis.
He'd already killed somebody by then.
Yeah, he was already out there. He's kind of an inspirational guy now, but I mean, who's not going to listen to him if he's worried about him killing you?
He's a murderer.
Donovan McNabb,
Yeah.
Sean Alexander,
Seemed like he got injured.
Vince Young,
Nut job.
Brett Favre.
He got caught jerking off in Crocs.
Yeah, he sure did. Poor fella. He should have never sent that picture for a lot of reasons, little fella. Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald.
I can't remember.
Same 2 on 1.
Yeah, split. I guess split cover. I can't remember that cover. Maybe
2 covers. Drew Brees,
I can't remember.
Peyton Hills.
That was the guy, Peyton Hillis.
Oh, yeah. Calvin Johnson.
I don't remember if he got injured or not. Barry Sanders.
There's Barry Sanders and Adrian Peterson.
I think, is that the year Adrian Peterson tore his knee one time?
It was in
I can't remember.
NFL 25 should have been. Madden NFL 25. 2014. Richard Sherman. And then Richard Sherman again. Oh, that's the Madden Mobile. Sorry. Odell Beckham Jr. Rob Gronkowski. Didn't do anything.
He got injured last year.
Did he?
Yeah, he didn't
And
play
then
the Super
Brady.
Bowl because he was injured. So I wish I don't. Oh, does it say the curse at the bottom? Does it say anything about a curse?
Let's see.
Wait, right there. Oh. No, it says creation.
Oh,
I saw a C word.
we'll just scroll down until we see the cuss.
Surely, Wikipedia, don't fail me.
Madden curse.
Boom.
Prior to 99, every installment had
Featured Madden.
And featured Madden. EA selected Garrison Hurst to appear on the version's cover and has since featured on one of the league's top players on every annual installment, despite Madden's opposition. While appearing on the cover has become an honor akin to appearing on the Wheaties box, much like the Sports Illustrated cover jinx. Certain players who appeared on the Madden video game box art have experienced a decline in performance, usually due to an injury. Let's see, don't say any specifics down to there.
Sean Alexander, do you want to be hurt and on the cover or just hurt? Vince Young expressed skepticism while Madden 12 cover athlete Peyton Hillis attributed his subpar season that year to the curse.
So it could be that these guys get big heads because now they're making it onto a cover and then they quit playing, right?
Kind of like the equivalent of getting that first big contract.
Yeah.
You
get your freshman CD does pretty good. And I said does pretty good. And then your sophomore CD is not very good.
Yeah.
Fans lobbying for such fans as LaDainian Tomlinson, who were strongly opposed to EA's initial decision to feature him on the cover. So much that a fan created a save LT from TomMadden.com to voice their disdain.
So what Tom Brady's doing is releasing these hilarious commercials.
Yeah.
Everybody that says Tom Brady doesn't have a personality needs to go check out these commercials, and basically he's saying there's no curse. It's all in your head.
Yeah. He's wrapped in bubble wrap. He's busting glasses, busting mirrors, walking under ladders.
Nice side to see of Tom Brady that you don't always get to see on the field, where he's so intense all the time and serious.
Well, even in these, he's so serious that his voice doesn't change. There's no inflection or anything in his voice.
But you get the sarcasm.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the sarcastic tone of the presentation, and Peyton Manning was always good at this. He was always very, very good with his commercials. And really funny. So we never had seen that side of Brady, so it was pretty cool to get to see.
Well, after 18 years, ain't that how long it's been? 15 years?
15 years.
His career is finally pretty solidified. We can go ahead and start showing that other side now, right?
Tell you. Have you got a male romper yet?
Oh, mine's in the mail. It ain't made it to me yet.
What size do you have to get?
3 extra large.
Have you seen this?
I have seen these male rompers. Oh my God!
And
this will sweep the nation.
This kind of coincides with another news of the past couple of weeks that came out. The Florida Georgia Line was opening a bar in downtown Nashville
called Rompers.
I would imagine. I bet.
Oh my God! Look at this.
There's going to be a ton of male rompers in the Florida Georgia Line bar.
Oh, I guarantee that.
What in the hell is this?
Oh no, that's awful. Male rompers debuted at Kentucky. Hold on.
I bet the Kentucky Derby.
I bet that's what it's going to say. Come on, Courier Journal, open up. Debuted at Kentucky Derby.
Jesus
oh, no.
Christ.
What are you cats in Kentucky doing?
Besides not having...
Come on now.
Man.
Yeah, everybody needs to go Google this.
Those are frat boys, no doubt.
Oh, no doubt they are. That's coming from a ex-frat boy, by the way, y'all. That not me.
Yeah. I never wore that.
And this one's got a fur coat on with it. Everybody needs a male romper. If anybody don't know what a romper is, it's a onesie. If you got kids out there, this thing's a onesie. Slide your little legs in and button up the front. I bet this got buttons up the straddle, too. I bet you can come out thing from the bottom or the top.
That looks like a skirt there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, there's people really wearing this stuff, too.
You're going to see Florida Georgia Line's next cover in male rompers. They're doing this thing with the Backstreet Boys. Oh, no. Unfortunately, the next picture I just clicked on had the man, the myth, the legend, Sean Connery in a male romper back in one of his 007 movies.
Is it Cam?
Oh, no.
And that's Cam Newton.
And Cam Newton on the side there.
Cam Newton's always wearing something crazy.
Yeah, but Sean Connery, come on now. This thing's been around since the 70s.
This is right up Sam Hunt's. I mean, this is right up Sam Hunt's
alley. Yeah.
Alley.
Oof.
Whoa.
There's Eminem in one, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's not. And they're short, too. They're real short, ain't they?
Yeah, that is.
Anyway.
God.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go to Spanky's and see that happening. Did you know it's going to... How long? What's the over under on how long it takes to get to Tennessee Tech?
Oh, I'm going to say this is
3 months.
this is
Over under.
April or May right now. Which one?
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, we need to think about take summer break into account. Are these
September.
Are these going to be debuting when school?
September.
There's going to be a guy wearing Mel Romper at Tech.
Yeah. September, there's going to be one. I bet it don't come out the first day. No, I'm sorry. Day one. Day one
At Tech.
at Tech.
Well, yeah, because you always wear your freshest
First day of the class. I got my new stuff. I'm going to set the tone. Day one, somebody's wearing a male romper.
I hope there's a football player kicks his ass.
There's going to be a male romper with a man bun. Bet that.
Combo. Man, this is unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
I'm open to a lot of different things, but good Lord, I don't sign up on this male romper deal.
Yeah, I don't sign off on it. That'll get your man card revoked right quick right there.
I don't even. But so Florida Georgia line opening a bar for
Now,
sure.
all this we say all this, but the I mean, you walk up and LaDainian Tomlinson or Cam Newton or somebody's got one on. You go, yeah, man, that was cool. Yeah, while you're right there beside of him. I mean, yeah, man, it's cool. Right on, man.
I think you just avoid the conversations. You don't have to lie to them.
Yeah, they just don't ever say anything about his clothes you got on. We think about this. Yeah, man, he had a good season last year.
Yeah. I see the head of it.
Yeah. Put it up. Can you get a jacket on or something? 1980, they used to tie some coats around their waist and like let the sleeves hang out. Can we do that right now?
Good Lord.
I'm seeing stuff I don't want to.
But this kind of crap goes on because I went to an Eric Church concert before he got big at the Valerian in Knoxville. There's probably 400 or 500 people there.
Yeah.
And there was frat boys there.
Wearing rompers?
No, they even worse, man. They were wearing like cut off blue jean shorts, like Daisy Dukes, with cowboy boots and white legs.
Ooh.
White hairy legs. I don't know if it's like a that sounds like something a fraternity would make like a pledging class do.
That's exactly what I was hoping it was going to be.
Boy, that sucked.
Yeah, that would really, really
I'd
suck.
find me a new fraternity real quick, I believe.
So you guys want to see me in Daisy Duke shorts and cowboy boots? Yeah. No, I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, for sure. I'll be back. I'll be back. No. Just write my name down tomorrow. I'll be back.
I've seen them at concerts like that. When we went to Dirk's Billy in Indiana last year, there was a big string of them, which makes me think that wasn't a fraternity prank. 'Cause that was in July. School wasn't in. That was just some guys thought they were being funny.
Yeah, they weren't.
Well,
it is. We're talking about it now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know though. I've done a lot of things I wish people wouldn't talk about.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
looking back now, but yeah.
Well, what kind of bar is Florida Georgia Line going to come up with in Nashville?
I don't know. This is a big string. I think Dirks Bentley opened his bar, and Alan Jackson's got his bar.
Yeah.
I want to say Blake Shelton maybe opened a bar down there also, but I don't even know where these guys are. I haven't done enough research on it to know.
Yeah. There's going to be Backstreet Boys and Florida Georgia Line.
Let's see where the location's going to be here.
I keep forgetting that we've got access to a computer, even as I'm typing and searching on it.
I would imagine there'd just be a lot of. There's going to be a lot of hot girls there, unfortunately. Like the hottest of the hot girls in Nashville is going to be going to Florida Georgia Line. It's true, man.
Maybe that's not the place I want to go then.
Maybe you just look for mediocre girls then. Oh,
targeting early summer opening of its new restaurant, bar, and entertainment venue in downtown Nashville. It will occupy the 4-story, 22,000 square foot building at 123rd Avenue South in the area of South Broadway.
Okay.
We're giving these guys an awful lot of press for somebody that's not going to go to it. A rooftop was just added to that building, which has housed Event Space Avenue.
The adjacent, so what's the Big Machine clothing store? Okay, what's adjacent mean? I forget.
Right beside.
Okay, well, I know where it's going to be then.
Okay.
Big Machine, I know where that record label's at.
So it's a partnership. So I see what they're doing here. They're not opening the bar. They're lending their name to
LRC
Restaurant, an Ohio-based company that locally already operates Sun Diner, Luigi's City Pizza, Honky Tonk Crazy Town, Tequila Cowboy, and Wannabe's Karaoke Bar.
I know where those places are at. I don't think I've ever been to any of those bars.
Yeah, so
I've been to Crazy Town once when they first opened.
They're giving them their name for a little while, getting paid for it, and I guarantee you'll never see these cats in there, except for day one, whenever it opens.
Here you go, with the opening of FGL House. The multi-platinum duo would join Alan Jackson, Dirk Bentley, and John Rich as country stars, expanding their brand. So I don't know where I got.
Well, I tell you what, if it's got anything to do with John Rich, if he done it back when Big Rich was big, it sure killed his career. So I don't know that I don't know that I'd jump on the bandwagon here.
Yeah.
He maybe needs to go back to writing songs or something.
I don't know.
He saddled up his horse and rode out of the city, I believe.
I believe he does more than the other one does.
Big something, Big Kenny?
Kenny or whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah.
I think they went separate. And they're like, well, I don't think there's much.
Yeah.
Big ain't much of that Rich, and Rich ain't much of that Big.
One of them picked Gretchen Wilson up and rode out with her, too. I believe she's gone, too.
I don't know, man.
New bar in Nashville. That's what they need, another bar. Whoop. I don't know what that is. Let me turn that on.
Get their voices off my show.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man. Nashville's getting pretty, what is it whenever all those commercialized? It's getting pretty commercialized anyway.
Boy, ain't it.
Yeah, now it's just going to get worse like that. Talk about beer going from $7 a glass to $19 a glass in a hurry.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Nashville is pretty expensive. I'll be there next Saturday for the Eric Church concert. I can't wait for that.
How many times you was in Eric Church now?
I've probably just seen him
7, 8 times.
No, not like that. Seen him once before he got huge. But I've seen him. It's probably like the 5th time maybe I've seen him.
That's a lot.
I mean, go ask Mackie that question. Come back and talk to me. See.
5's still a lot, regardless of how many he's been.
Yeah, he's just so good, though, man.
Yeah, he's good.
And he puts out new stuff. I mean, you know, and he's just.
That's what I really do like about him. And he's another one of those like shooter that just doesn't care what you want to hear from him. He's going to put out what he wants to play.
Pretty much.
Like Outsiders was so different than anything he'd ever put out. And I didn't like it whenever it first came out. And he played it on, was it the CMAs whenever he
Some
debuted?
awards, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like it whenever he did that. But then after a little while, it kind of grew on you.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like moss. It grows on you.
And the whole album. And like Florida Georgia Line, the old argument I've always had, Florida Georgia Line, everybody's like, it's catchy.
Right.
So is herpes.
Yeah.
I don't want them.
I don't want
Florida Georgia Line in my life.
Yeah. What about our Preds down in Nashville? I've not been watching, so I'm not going to act like I'm a bandwagon guy. I've just been getting the highlights.
I've actually watched.
Did they play last night? They're supposed to play at 6:15 last night.
Yeah, they won.
Did they won? So it's 3-1. So that ends the series for them?
No, it's 3-2. It's 3-2 now, and they've got to win one more, first to 4. It's a 7-game series, so
I thought it was 2-1 after their loss on Thursday night.
no, it's 2-2.
Okay.
2-2.
Okay.
And then, so yeah, Game 6 will be in Nashville tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
That place, God, it'll be wild.
Yeah. And if the first 1 to 4 gets goes to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Yeah. So one more if they win. If they win tomorrow night, they'll be in the championship round.
Oh yeah.
Stanley Cup, which is crazy.
That's huge for Nashville.
It's huge for Nashville. It's huge for the franchise. I mean, they're the 8th seed. You know, 8 seeds don't do this
in
any sport.
Right.
You know, and so yeah, man, it's been big, and of course, it's been my joke all year with like Carlos has been aggravating.
I thought I was right. 3-1. That's Game 5 final. I just kidding. Shut up. I looked at the score.
Oh, it scared me when I first looked at it. Actually,
Yeah, right.
Like maybe I was wrong.
Yeah. 3-2 Anaheim.
So yeah, Carlos has been aggravating me. Come to a game, you know. DK don't want to learn hockey. DK don't learn. So every time the Preds do something awesome, I'm like, "Is hockey season started yet?"
Yeah.
And then, so finally, I've after the first couple games or something, I was like, I'm glad to see the season finally started, you know, and all this stuff. And so I've watched just about. I hadn't watched like all games. I've watched a few games all the way through, but mostly it's just been bits and pieces here whenever I get home. I mean, if it's on when it starts, I'll watch it through. But pretty exciting stuff, man. I hate to give.
If you go to a hockey game, it's the most exciting sporting event I've ever been to. I've been and seen football and baseball and basketball. I'd rather watch hockey than any of them to go into it.
I tell you who I got a bone to pick with is little Jace Fraley, because he works at a company that apparently has like 3 employees, and none of them wants to go see hockey because he's got tickets to 3 playoff games. He's been to 3 playoff games in a suite, free beer, free food, and he took his girlfriend the first 2. Whatever.
Yeah.
Took his mama last game. I'll let that slide.
Hey, I'm just right up here up the road.
I told him I'd buy his gas rubbers inner thigh if he took me to the next one.
I mean, I'll get the gas.
Well, I got your thigh, Jace. So just go whatever. It just depends what's important to you. Hey, maybe he'll take you tomorrow.
I know,
night,
Jace. It's the gas.
You know, Jace called one time. He'll kill me for asking this or for telling this story. He said, "Hey man, I'm going on this big 4-wheeler ride.
Yeah, man.
This weekend's up in East Tennessee." I was like, "Oh yeah." He said, "Yeah, you want to go with me?" I said, "Man, I don't know. I got a few things going on." I said, "Let me see." Well, hey man, if you go, man, I gotta have at least about $30 out of gas and other things. I said, "Dude, you asked me to go. How you gonna hit me up for gas money?"
Yeah, and I ain't even said yes yet.
I always give him a hard time about that.
Yeah.
But
Love you, Jace.
That's why I said I'd get his gas and get his thigh.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. So yeah, he's really enjoyed the perks of working for that company he's working for.
It's pretty nice.
I reckon.
Yeah.
Mine gives us we got Yeti cups for Christmas this year.
We got Yeti cups.
Did
Well,
you?
we got Arctic.
I don't know what ours might be Arctic too.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure they are.
I like them though. It's so good.
Yeah, Lindsay took mine over. So.
Right.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
But so it'd be a big weekend. Nashville's always got something going on. And,
Yeah.
Eric Church there's a big group of us going, so I can't wait. Well, we hadn't been anywhere without the kids in a while, and
Who's keeping the kids? Paul, Rick.
let me tell you something. This is what Lindsay does.
Yeah.
Now I can't remember. It's been so long. Sorry if y'all are hearing repetitive stories. I can't remember. I do that sometimes. But so we had her oldest sister Heather keeping them. She's like, so Heather's gonna keep the kids if they don't have anything going on. I was like, when are they gonna have something? When will they know? And I knew Heather would give us a heads up. She wouldn't leave us hanging. So with it being Memorial Day weekend, she's like, well, they're going camping. I said, okay. I said, what you're going to do is, I said, I ain't trying to tell you what to do, but I'm absolutely telling you what to do. I said, there ain't going to be none of this crap. You wait until May 26th. Be like, oh, shit, we don't have a babysitter for tomorrow. What are we going to do? I don't know what we're going to do because we got told a month ago that she couldn't watch them. It ain't going to be none of this. You know what? Just go. Just go.
Oh, it's going to be that.
Probably. It's Lindsay. But that's what she always does. Just go. You know what? I mean, just call somebody. Ask somebody else to go. I'm not going. I'm just going to stay home. I'm staying home. I have nothing to wear. We have no idea who's keeping the boys. Just go. Just go without me. It's even gets bad. Like, we went to Sports Fest this year, and she done the same routine. I don't even want to go. Waylon's like, didn't see this one coming, did you?
So Waylon's already picked up on it.
He's already picked up on it. I'm like, Lindsay, just for once. Like, before we go somewhere, have your absolute A1 outfit picked out and try it on the night before. Let's have a babysitter at least 2 or 3 weeks in advance. So my sister is coming home that weekend. She's going to keep the boys, but we would have to have someone to keep them till she can get there because she's not getting there till later on.
Rick
will be a nervous wreck if he has watching kids.
Come up here on the hill, Rick. For
No,
just a minute.
he's off, actually. He's working next week, and so he won't get to do it. We'll figure it out.
We got
May
this.
26th.
Where's Barry at?
Barry Kennedy.
Yeah.
He watched them this week for a little while she went and got them.
Barry, come up on the hill,
stones
watch these
looked at.
kids for me.
What else we got going on?
A report on the radio this morning, or whatever morning this was from, that only 77% of women under 24 shave their armpits now, and only 85% shave their legs.
Where are we going wrong with this world,
I
man?
don't know.
When in the hell did it become so cool to be a hippie again?
Well, things come and go, brother. So I seen a picture of some girl that said, "I'm rocking my mustache today because facial hair is not only just for men."
Did you see the picture to go with it?
I did see the picture to go with it.
I've seen some women that had them. They could do it with.
Accidentally, they had them.
Yeah.
I mean, they wasn't growing them in for everybody to see them.
My God, man. Can you imagine? Are you typing it in too?
Yeah.
I follow some people on Facebook, and I won't say their names because they're sweethearts, but man, they're going through this little weird stage where they're kind of hippied up a little bit, and they'll always post stuff. And
that's not the one I seen, but that's pretty funny.
Shoot.
Look right here.
She got Fu Manchu.
Yeah, she blew it out.
But these people are going through their little hippie stage, and they're all hanging out at the bar. You know how I know I can't go out anymore? Like, just when being hippie is the in thing. These guys with their little dirty Sturgill Simpson looking porn stashes.
Hey, I know I'm out of style. I know it. I know I've been wearing the same type of clothes at least, and in some cases the same clothes at least since I was 18. But
you find me going out, I guarantee it's the blue jeans and a button-up shirt.
I'm gonna have some boots on under there.
Yep, and boots.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it is just out of style, man. Maybe this damn East Nashville hipster-looking bullshit everybody's wearing, man. I can't. My God, there's the girl with armpit hair. Oh, and she's cute.
Not anymore, she ain't.
Dude, you know the Muddy Roots Festival that plays in Cookville?
Yeah.
We were eating that Mexican joint on Willow. It's not named El Tab, whatever. It goes through a different Mexican name every little while.
Uh-huh.
And this chick raised her armpits, man. Right? Raised her arms, and her armpits was just overflowing.
Yeah.
Oh, man, another cute girl. Is it say latest women trends on Instagram, armpit hairs. Dude, what in the F? This report was brutal enough without having to see the actual pictures, man.
What was that girl, Paula, that singer, Paula something or other? This girl, not only is her hair is dyed pink, her armpit hair is dyed pink as well. Oh, never mind. It's apparently a trend. There's green on green. Got to make the curtain match the drapes, I guess.
And speaking of the drapes, you know if her armpit hairs are looking like that, man, it's looking like 1977.
That's what legs meant a while ago, brother.
Huh?
I said, I guarantee you that's what legs meant a while ago.
No, I mean, surely they would have said.
Mm-mm.
They wouldn't have said that. They would have at least named the area without putting words on it.
I don't like it.
Well, no.
I'm more of a traditionalist.
Ooh, that is so gross.
I guess I'm not a traditionalist. I guess that only come around after the 70s, so I guess I'm in that 1980s, 90s.
I'm a fan of the 2000s trends.
Uh-huh.
Like perfectly shaved.
Now that's just mean. That wasn't even a woman. That's Jared Leto.
Oh. I don't even like my women to have hair on their toes. The little hair toe that naturally comes up.
It's pretty funny that you said hair toe, the hair toe that comes up. So it's like
it's that one hair.
that one toe that finally grows in whenever they hit their 20s. It's got hair on it.
I'm just so disturbed and disgusted by all this situation, man.
Let's go on and do something else. I don't like this. I don't like this one.
Oh, it's
I don't like
gross.
this. We're gonna,
God dang,
over the course of the next couple of weeks, we're gonna interview each other. We have we've interviewed a lot of guests, and a lot of people have said something about we don't, well, a lot of people don't know who I am because I'm a pretty reserved person. But we're going to interview each other over the course of the next couple of weeks. We're going to start off this week by interviewing DK. Now, we've got a long list of stuff here, and it's just some fun stuff. It's not going to be too serious, but we're going to go ahead and jump into that. Actually, let's take a quick break before we do this, and then we'll jump into it.
Hey guys, this is Dustin and Lucas here. We want to thank you guys for continuing to listen to us week after week here on the One Lane Road podcast. I want to remind you to check out all of our social media pages. Find us on Instagram and Twitter at OLR Podcast, and go like our Facebook page, One Lane Road Podcast.
Don't forget, you can go out and check out our new webpage too, olrpodcast.com or onelaneroadpodcast.com. Either one of them will get you there. And if you're enjoying listening and we enjoy having you, go out and tell everybody about it. They can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, leave a comment or a review. We appreciate you. All right, we're back, and we're going to jump into this interview. We're going to interview DK here. Here we go.
Still feels kind of random.
It feels kind of random a little bit, but that's all right. So,
well, you've had some great guests. It's time
had
to
some great guests.
Add another great one.
Let's add a mediocre one here. So, what's your favorite part of doing a podcast?
I guess just this is.
I've kicked back. I'm relaxing. Going to interview this cat.
Check your interview skills here. I like to just come here and get away, man. Get away from everything. You can come down here and be in a pissy mood, or I mean, meaning you, because you're in pissy moods more.
A lot.
No, I can be one of us. We can be in pissy moods, and you kind of escape the realities of life and work. And
yeah, and the other thing is, you and I have known each other so long too. We're not going to let the other one get away with some bullshit too. You know what I mean? Too far at least. Yeah,
you got some patience to deal with me as long as you have anyway. But I guess that's it, man. And getting to do some of the cool things we've got to do as far as who we've talked to and what we've done, and actually just to stay with it as long as we have, and I actually don't believe that anybody thought we'd make it
Oh,
a year even.
Oh, no. Gosh, no. I mean, I actually had a lot of people say that. This will be something you're doing for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Well, yours went a little while.
Yeah, suck it, naysayers.
Man, you do so much for the show, man. The getting the guests and everything, and all of the guests that we've had are strictly because of your connections that you've made over time and your ability to go talk to people, and it comes out across here. But is there a favorite guest or favorite moment that you've had with a celebrity since you've been on here? I know Terry Jennings had to have been a big one for you, him being Waylon's son.
Yeah, that was cool because I am such a fan of the Jennings family. That was really neat to do, and each has got a different story. Every celebrity that we've had on here, and of course we're gonna have our buddies. Of course we're gonna enjoy having our buddies. Hatcher come on here, Mackie, and all the different musicians that's come. It's been really cool. But as far as the question there, celebrity. You try not to say you like one more than the other. I thought Mickey Ryan is definitely a guest that I think we're going to have again. I think he was really nice. He kind of just blended into that show with. He was on there with. Seemed like I know Wesley was on the show, and I can't remember who the third.
I don't remember right off my top of my head.
We've had some blended in episodes there, and I can't remember who the third. I don't want to say it was Ryan Hammer.
Mickey Ryan was a really good guest. I mean, the way he just kind of flowed in, he was so natural. And it was, it would be good to get some more of him in there.
But to answer your question though, without giving just a stroke to everybody that's been on here, yes, it was cool to have all the Titans players. It was cool. I love having Amber on. She's always fun. I guess if I had to pick just one, and maybe just because there was some difficulty with some of the musicians we had, I think all the musicians were cool. But if I had to just pick one special one, it might have been the Mike Keith episode.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, you did a really good job with that one.
Thank you. But that was just where it was just because I'm so passionate about the Titans, and he's just, I love listening to Mike Keith, and I just think he's just awesome and everything. And
well, if there's anything that you're more passionate about than music, it's football. Titan football, anyway. And
sports in general. Yeah. But yeah,
Mickey was on here with Matt Walker and Wesley Davis.
Matt Walker, that's right, because Matt was here when we were talking to.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. But yeah, man, I just thought it was great just to go from the annals of Titans from the start till now and everything else. Just to be able to talk to him. And I thought, like I said, said he's going to give me 20 minutes and it ended up being 30, 40, 50 minutes almost. That was pretty cool. But also just maybe a Cody Cannon and Chris Knight was a big one too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was pretty cool.
Chris was a really interesting cat, and Cody was, Cody's somebody we've been listening to for years and years and years, right?
Yeah, so some of the build-up was maybe was a little more frustrating than it should have been,
right.
And maybe the end was a little disappointing at times, but overall to say, we got to interview two of our favorites, it was cool, but if I had to give one answer, Mike Keith, just because he was so informative and he was so passionate and he didn't get on here and half-ass his side of it.
Right.
Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you can get a guest and they're doing it. They're being nice, but they also
leaving out details a little bit.
Leaving some details out, and so yeah, I think Mike Keith was that was definitely.
Well, along that same lines, you've talked to a lot of people and tried to get a lot of people on here. There's been some people that's kind of stood us up and things like that, and some people that we just can't get so far. But who's one guest that you'd like to get that we haven't yet?
I think the obvious answer would be Shooter. But I think we've beat that one to death so much that a different answer. Man, I'd like to be able to get in with the Titans good enough to where you could get some current players here and there. God, Eddie George would be a big one. If you could get Eddie George, I'll give you an answer that's out there, and this is way out there. But I just read a little piece of press with him this week. I'd love to get Shaq's son on here.
Sharif?
Before he goes to college.
Yeah.
Or when he's in college, whatever. I know that's far stretched. That's a long away from any connections I've got.
Right.
But I read an article that Bleacher Report had with an interview with him this week, and he seemed like just a really bright kid.
I would have thought you would have said Shaq.
Well, I don't want to, obviously.
Right.
I mean, that'd be all in
the
all.
Dream, right?
That'd be the mic drop of the podcast there. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd also like to get Ernie Johnson.
I'm not sure who that is.
He's the guy that hosts the TNT show with Shaq and Charles Barkley. And I think I really wished I would have asked him that night.
Mm-hmm.
Or the day I met him at his book signing.
He seemed like a pretty nice guy.
Oh, it's an absolutely amazing guy. Just really nice. And I seen he done a podcast not too long ago, and I clicked on it, and the guy, we had just as many followers as that person did.
Uh-huh.
So it's just maybe I dropped the ball on that one, not mentioning it.
Hey, we still got time.
I'll keep reaching out there.
Yeah.
That was
we dig into some things. We kind of touch here and there on some things that we've used to do, and we talk a lot about our glory days here and there. But what's some memory of high school? What's a regret or your favorite thing about high school? What is it that you remember that you'd like to not remember?
Well, we all surely got them. I
Yeah.
guess. I tell you what, I wish that, man, so much. I think when you're 17 and you. I just like to take 17-year-old me might have been actually a better person than 33-year-old me because they had more. Because 17-year-old me had more positive, had more
reserved.
No, I don't know if I say what reserved would be the word. I was just naive, I guess. Naive. Now I see more realities of the world.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm not
a little bit more skeptical now.
I had more. I tried to see the better of people at that age, I guess. Now I'm just like, I see whatever. But I would like to take 17-year-old me and kick him in the gut and give him a stone cold stunner. Sometimes
like, a little sweet
you're not going to marry, you're not going to be with this one person the rest of your life.
Uh-huh.
I probably wouldn't spent that many years dating one person and being a little blank whipped. Sissy, kid.
Yeah.
And no offense to her or anything. It's just, that's something I probably wouldn't have just had one girlfriend my whole high school. And, a lot of times when my friends were going out and doing stuff and I still got to go out and do things fun, but it was more like, I better go home and sit on the phone and talk for 3 hours tonight because that seems like the thing to do.
Yeah, we all did that too. Yeah.
Oh, it's sickening thinking back, and now that I got Whalen on the horizon, kind of like, man, come on, you don't want to do that.
Want to impart all that knowledge that you can, and you're going to sit there and have to watch him make some mistakes that you made.
Yeah, and so maybe that, and like I said, I just don't feel like if anybody should just sit there and act like it's a marriage when they're 16, 17 years old,
Yeah.
But, same time with that, I guess, I'd like to go back and just be more of a gym rat, play basketball. After you see how much, you don't realize when you're 16, 17, sometimes what kind of impact you're having on your community when you're out there playing sports.
Yeah, exactly. Like how much that those people are, they're just looking for a little bit of time to get away and go watch a good game and have their team do well and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it firsthand with Tyreek this year.
Yeah.
And none of us were athletes anywhere near the par of him. But, I mean, we also didn't have AAU and stuff. Well, we did a little bit, but it's not to the market now. You had to be super skilled to even get invited somewhere. Back in our day, there just wasn't tournaments and leagues popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it was. And I think a lot of us had played so much when we were little. By the time we got to high school, we were kind of burnt out, but
yeah.
I remember Jason Hawkins' daddy Earl saying, man, this is the most wasted talent I've ever seen on a ball team in my life. And I mean, you look at it now, kids, they don't really have size on teams. And we had 3 6-footers
yeah.
at that age, with you and Elliot and Brent and, had guys that could shoot the ball. And I really wish we would just all worked together a little more and played more together on the outside. And like I said, instead of being home talking about dumb stuff that you talk about on the phone as a teenager, maybe we would have been there and a lot better. I'd love to be right now playing somewhere. I'd love I'd love it. And I miss it, man. I miss I think it's cool when Salina got together, but man, there's just something. I miss even going from a perspective of watching a good Herman Spring versus Salina game, man. I miss that.
Oh yeah, I used to love. I really like one of the reasons why I didn't have a good. I didn't have that drive to win or everything because I just like playing with other people, and you kind of got to have a little bit of a streak of let's go beat these guys, and I never did have that.
I think there were certain teams, but the guys that played at Salina weren't pricks like they were in the earlier generations. We had some, talk about
really good guys over there.
I mean, talk about Adam Sims and Chris Key, guys that I was friends with, and they weren't pricks. And
Yeah.
I think when you talk about Brad and AJ, some of the guys they had to play against, and they had that competitive spirit, and they were some of those guys might have been pricks, but
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, I missed that, and I probably would have. Raised a little bit more hell. Just to be honest with you, that way I got it out of my system a little quicker in life.
Well, that kind of brings up the next question. What about college? And I take that same question and put it in college terms.
Yeah. Well, I can't say the same, but I still stayed hung up on the same crap every time I'd meet a girl in college. I'd run back home, and there I was. I was back in the trap. You know, one girl I was trying to date ended up being like a pharmacist or something. Man, you know, I could have been living rich in Miami or somewhere right now. I think she's living in Florida. No, I'm just kidding. Or I wouldn't even say I dated the girl, but like I said, still the same old naive punk kid that run home and seen his buddies and stayed up with the same old crap. And man, college was fun. Don't get me wrong. Once I got once it put in my mind, I was like, I'm putting this stuff behind me, and we're gonna have some fun. But boy, what did I do dumb stuff like everybody does about that age. But yeah, I mean, a lot of apartment parties, just like anybody. I mean, it was no different than anybody else. I just, man, college wasn't for me at the time, and now, boy, do I look back and be like, well, I wish I could have went back and. You don't know really what you love sometimes. And it wasn't even until we started doing this, boy, this is what I love.
Well, that's the thing, man. People were telling you that you loved this and you needed to do this back then. I remember us having this conversation in like 2004. That, hey, man, you ought to be a sportscaster. Yeah, I ought to. And then
well, them art twos, And Bill, I had a dick too, because I had a job for work study at Tennessee Tech with a work study program, sports information.
Yeah.
God dang, man, it was laying right there in my hands. So, yeah, you look at yourself, you're like, well, was it really worth it to have to be at Cotton Eye Joe's, or have to be wherever? And it wasn't even the point of me partying all the time. We partied and stuff, but it wasn't the fact that I was doing it every day.
Right.
Like, I could have, it was being burnt out to a certain extent. You're talking to a guy that was on a roll in school without taking a book home, really. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Then you get to college, and you're like, well, what are you doing? Now you look back, and you're like, what are you doing? And I probably wouldn't have joined that fraternity. Just wasn't me.
Right.
Wouldn't have joined it. Now, that's not to say there's not some really cool guys out there that we've met, you know, and I think a lot of those, and it's, you know, Cucumber obviously the only one I'm very close with.
Right.
But now there's a lot of cool guys that I met, you know, JD, Carl, Vic, Mike James, Hastings, Nuts. I mean, there's a lot of guys that don't want to forget anybody, but I'm going to forget anybody. And I just reconnected on Facebook with Seth Boyd. Do you remember Ty and Seth Boyd?
Yeah, I do.
Travis Humphrey's playing music with Seth Boyd now.
Oh, really? That's cool.
In McMinnville. So.
Huh. He went to the military for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I was like, Travis put some of the day, and he's like, playing music with Seth Boyd, and I was like, no way. And I clicked on it, and I was like, you tell him DK said hello, and he come in and was like, DK with like 7 exclamation points. So I was a small world, brother.
Yeah.
I always talked to Ty, seemed like a little bit more than I did Seth.
Well, you know, Ty was around a little bit more after Seth had moved. You know, Seth joined the military, and he moved out for a little while and then come back.
Okay. Sometimes I mean, you know, I did a lot of wild things back. I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, you're not a fraternity. You know, you're not really meant for the fraternity when you do things to try to get kicked out of the fraternity. You know? when you try to put them on the spot to make them.
Yeah, you remember that time they moved their toilet to the fireplace in the middle of the living room?
I don't. I do not.
You don't remember that? You don't remember pissing in the fireplace?
Well,
that didn't happen, folks.
I sure don't remember that. And somebody come in there one time during the alumni weekend after they'd been out all night and took some pamphlets and showered the common room and the kitchen with pamphlets, and somebody did the upside down bandit on their furniture.
No kidding.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
Like 3 people got accused of it. Seemed like.
Huh. How about them apples?
And two of them had the same last name. One of them had a big head. I mean, it was upside down furniture. What's the worst that could happen? Wasn't that bad. But I mean, you look at tech and you look at stuff like hanging out with those Indians and torturing those Indians. And
yeah, that was pretty fun. They were pretty funny.
They were good, but I mean, other than that, man, college was. College was college, man. College was what it's supposed to be, but just wished I would have known then what I loved and could have done it a little bit more. And trying to think of some other things you actually talk about, but probably not a lot we can talk about.
Well, let's go on to the next question then.
It's probably smart for I say something.
Yeah,
like that.
maybe right. There's some of our listeners probably know about it. Some of them may not. You had a small stint in stand-up comedy, and you've done some stuff up at Cookville. You've done some stuff up here at Patty's Place. You've roasted a few people. What about your time in comedy? Would you have done differently?
I wouldn't have done it.
You just wouldn't have done it at all?
Yeah, I don't think so.
What didn't you like about it?
The nerves.
Right.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the first time we mentioned this, that video that's floating on the internet, it got like 200 more views, which I cringed about. Somebody went out there and looked at it. But no, man, that was something also that I remember. Like you telling me I was passionate about sports and you should go do that. There's times, man, like people would tell me that man, you just need to go somewhere and do it on stage one time. And that's been going on for years, you know. And I remember it being at Crawdaddy's with Fraley. I believe it was me and Fraley.
Like an open mic night or something?
Well, we were just at Spanky's hanging out. Me, Dusty, Fraley, Crowder, and Thompson. And Crowder just done his first one. Trey Crowder just done his first one at Knoxville. He's like, dude, come on, let's do it. And so I loaded up, and the video that's on YouTube is actually, this is what's crazy. I had a whole shtick of stuff I was doing. Yeah. And in Harriman that night, I stopped at a gas station and pissed, and my nerves were already so shot. I changed everything. So what you actually seen that night was completely off the top, really. Because what I had planned was, and I go as far as say that first one wasn't bad. I would have dropped the F-bombs from 30 to 12 probably. Right. Probably would have F-bombed it up still. Till this day, I would have, if I'm on stage doing comedy, I would have cussed. But probably would have dropped the GDs down dramatically. But I mean, that was nerves, and I grew up watching like dirty, raunchy stand-up comedy. So that's all I knew. Oh, yeah. Really. So it's embarrassing now to look back. I mean, like I said, I don't look at it. It's embarrassing. But the thing is with that was one of my better ones because people after the words, the comedians like, man, that could have been your first time. Right? But I was actually telling stories that were true, which is going to come off more genuine and more real. And every one of those stories were true, embellished slightly for stage. But after that, I kind of went what I would have done differently. After that, had I pursued it more, was I maybe not roast people as bad because maybe I would have just told stories because the rest of them were just kind of roast. Right. Like if somebody wanted me to do it here, well, I'm going to roast you. I'm going to roast, and I roasted
I'm going to do crowd work and stuff in a little bit.
And that's it. And so you've got the 40% of the crowd that you brought digging it and loving it because they know who you're making fun of. Right. The other 60 are like, man, get this jerk off. Yeah. Hurry up and get Chris Raines on stage. You know? So, I maybe would have done that. And I got to tell you, man, Mackie and Thad were really, really cool about it because most of the digs were at Mackie. I mean, for Mackie, for his bromance with Drew Green and Thad, Thad was typing like heart emojis on Facebook before it was a thing and doing all kinds of shit that most men don't do that, and so those guys were really cool to me to go along with it. But yeah, other than that, maybe, and and Trey went on to do, that was his passion. Like Trey wanted to do that. Yeah. And that's what you see, what's catapulted since then. He wanted to quit his job and go into comedy. Right. I was just doing it for kind of a hobby. Yeah. That's the difference. He went and made his dream come a reality, and I'm just sitting here talking about it. And I'm still talking about things I'm passionate about. But so, but yeah, I don't know. I just maybe I wouldn't have done it. Right. But all
right. Well, we talk a lot about sports, and everybody knows you've been to every sporting event and seen all kinds of people. You've been to a lot of different things. So what's your one favorite sports game you've ever attended over the years?
I got to say it's when I seen Shaq in his prime. I mean, no doubt about that. The actual best game I've been to, let's see. That's a two-part question right there. That's a 1A, 1B then, because seeing Shaq and Kobe in their primes twice. Yeah. That's it for me. Yeah. That's seeing my Jordan. That's seeing my LeBron or whatever. But now, I went to a Titans game a few years ago, come right down to a field goal. I was a big Rob Baronis fan.
Mm-hmm.
as the one I was telling you about with Jeff Mackey talking crap to them Steelers fans after that.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good game. And then actually just the one we got to see in in Atlanta a few weeks ago when we took Waylon to see LeBron.
Yeah.
When Atlanta was down 26 points and made that big comeback.
Uh-huh.
You know, that was down 26 and they won in overtime. So that was actually a hell of a game. But so actually, best game I've been to was probably that because I hadn't been to a lot of NBA. It's mostly NFL, and the majority of the NFL games I've been to the last 10 years when the Titans haven't been any good. So it's been blowouts generally. Right. So I have to say that.
So the other side of that question then is about the music. So you go and see a lot of sports stuff, but the other side of that is you go and see a terrific amount of musical guests or musical people. And what have you. So who's the one musician, living or dead, that you'd like to see that you haven't got to?
Well, I mean, I guess the easy answer there would be Waylon Jennings. Anybody you name your kid to know after. Yeah, I wouldn't, because I've seen a lot of the legends. I've seen Willie Nelson and I've seen Merle Haggard, Hank Jr. Never got to see Johnny Cash. Would like to see Johnny Cash, but I put Waylon. I put Waylon above Johnny Cash any day of the week, twice on Sunday. And I'll tell you an answer nobody would expect. I'd love to see Nirvana.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah. They were so impactful in our youth.
And I don't know that I would want to see them completely like, I don't want to be in a mosh pit watching Nirvana.
I'd love to have been at that Unplugged that they did at MTV.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
If I could have sit there and watched that, I just think that's Kurt Cobain at his best, where you can really see the true kind of genius of Kurt Cobain.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's real deal, man. Yeah, Nirvana was my favorite of that group. A lot of people.
And even, Dave Grohl now would say, how much he was influenced by Kurt Cobain. And Dave Grohl's one of the best musicians around.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I put that. I love that. I watched a clip of it just last night, actually. I don't remember what I seen it on, but it was basically he was complaining the whole time about doing it.
Right.
But it was the record label making him do it, kind of, and he was bitching because they were running an hour behind. But, man, when he was singing Where Did You Sleep Last Night, still get cold chills watching. I mean, you can just see the anguish in his face. And
and that was a Muddy Waters song that, he had just decided to play kind of and put it out there, and that was fantastic. Because
they told him to play the hits.
Yeah.
And he played Lake of Fire and
In the Pines.
Yeah, that one and Where Do You Sleep? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Waylon Jennings and Nirvana. And I still want to see Guns N' Roses, too. I don't care what version is out there. Now they had done the reunion last year when I was in Florida. I still want to see them. I still want to see Axl and Slash together. I don't care what Axl sounds like.
Right.
People said it wasn't as bad as had been anticipated.
Right.
So, yeah, Guns N' Roses, Nirvana, and Waylon Jennings.
You do a lot of, obviously you do all of our social media, and you have to show me every time on social media whenever I get on there and try to do something, you have to teach me how to do it. So besides like Tinder, what's your favorite social media site?
Blackpeoplemeet.com.
Yeah, Farmers Only.
Farmers Only.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's, I don't know, man. And I've always asked myself with Lindsay, we always talk about because you see people get together and like, I'm getting rid of this social media. I'm spending way too much time on, say, Facebook. I'm getting rid of Facebook, and which is just impossible for me to do with this.
Right.
Because I tried it and it lasted about 2 days. I don't know which one is actually my favorite. I like pictures. I do. I like.
That's kind of the thing, right? I mean, when they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, I'd rather look at a picture than read 15 words for some reason.
Yeah. And Facebook is just getting so flooded with so much bullshit. It's hard to just go see because people's like, hey, man, did you see what I posted today? And I'm like, dude, I was on Facebook 6 times today. And I'd
never seen it
just because there's so much crap on there
so
now.
Many ads on there, too.
So if I had to pick one, I remember MySpace being really cool back in the day, like 10, 11 years ago. I think that was like a precursor to Twitter, really. I mean, if you think about it, MySpace was kind of like a Twitter. You would have been in my top 8, too.
Really?
You know what that means?
No.
You ever have a MySpace? You had to. It was so petty, but you could have like your top 16. You could either have top 4, top 8, top 16 friends. You would have been in my top 4. You'd been in my top 8, no doubt.
I just dropped from 4 to 8 in like one sentence.
What did I say? I said
You
8
said,
to start with.
You
then I
said
put
8, then you said you'd be in my top 4. Then you said, well, you'd be in my top 8.
I said 8 to start with. Then I said 4. Then I said 8 again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
went from, I just rode a roller coaster is what I'm saying. An emotional roller coaster. I was 8, and then I got up to 4, and then I've made it back to 8.
Well, that's because
I screwed up, and I've not even done anything yet.
You looked at me wrong.
I did.
No, you said 8 because that was generally where I kept my friends.
Oh, I got
the 8.
Yeah.
4 is a little too much exclusive.
Yeah.
You can hurt somebody's feelings with 4.
Yeah.
You can work them all in with 8.
Yeah, maybe.
Not in my life. You can. I'd have to have the 16.
Yeah.
But
I'd say there was more than 8 people in your wedding, I believe.
Jesus Christ, man! Lindsay had to put damn ads out on LSN to get bridesmaids. Told her she's lucky she had 3 sisters and I had 1. That was half her battle right there. But no, my favorite's probably if I had to get rid of one, I'd get rid of Facebook over. I love Instagram because I post a lot of pictures, even for a guy. Because I mean, I'm pretty active with doing stuff, and it's not a thing about being flashy. And a lot of people just want to say, "Hey, look at me." I just like to, and I'm not the type that's like, I can't look at your kid anymore. Like, all he does is post pictures of his kids. Who gives a shit? I like looking at people's kids.
I do too.
I like looking at your kid. That kid, I was telling you the other day, that kid is pure damn Hickman. That's what I was telling you the other day.
Poor kid, big head.
You're in Curtis's kids. I mean, just.
Yeah.
And so I like looking at stuff. I don't care what it's posting, whether it's what it is. I like Instagram. I like Twitter for the music and the sports. So if I had to get rid of one, it'd be Facebook. Yeah,
I would too. That would come around in like 2004 whenever we was starting college. It was interesting then, but I kind of fell off after 2000. I don't think I've ever posted more than, well, whenever we started this, I tried to post a little bit, and then I just got tired of it.
And it is tiring. And the thing is, like, people see me post. Look here. Yeah, I do post a lot about our podcast. But if you and I ain't going to post about it, who the hell's going to post about it?
Right.
So, yes, people.
I'm scared to death I'm going to say something wrong, and so I just don't do it.
Well, yes. No, I don't. I'm just like, yeah, people, I realize I posted a lot about my sports and about my podcast, but it's self-promotion. Somebody's got to do it. So I apologize. Yes, I even get tired of posting stuff sometimes. But yeah, 2004, it was more exclusive because I didn't even get one until 06 because I wasn't in college from 04 to 06.
All right.
So I didn't even have it. So when I got it in 06, I was like, man, this is cool. And it was cool for the longest. And then, just here lately, it's just too much garbage on it.
So, screw, marry, kill, Shaq, Shakira, or the Heartbreak Kid?
Why is there 2 guys in that scenario, man?
You got to.
Ain't no
Shaq, Shakira, Heartbreak Kid.
Well,
screw, marry, kill.
Okay, so obviously I would say screw the woman, but then I'd have to marry a dude. All right, so I love HBK, but I'm killing HBK.
You're taking him out, huh?
Yeah.
You don't want to solidify Shaq's legacy and just go ahead.
Hold on a second, man. Hold on a second. So HBK and Shaq. Let's look at this. I have more in common with Shawn Michaels, I think. Because other than
you've given a lot of sweet chin music.
Well, other than Shaq, I mean, because me and Shaq would have some fun hangout moments here. Yeah. But like HBK's like from the country. Yeah. He likes country music. Yeah. He likes hunting. I'm not a big hunter, but we could ride on a rhino together. Okay.
You ain't gonna squeeze Shaq in a rhino.
No. That's true. I have to have an actual real rhino for him to get on.
Yeah.
I'm changing I'm going to kill Shaq.
You have to. You almost have to. It solidifies his legacy.
Yeah.
It puts him into the whole different atmosphere of, celebrity at that point in time.
Yeah, because I don't want to screw him. And I don't want to date him, really.
It'd be a lot.
He'd be fun. Yeah. But I'm killing him. I'm killing Shaq.
Yeah, and the maritals are going to be a lot easier with HBK than it is with Shaq.
And I guess I'm marrying HBK, then I'm screwing Shakira every day now.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to me? Why would you put 2 guys in a screw, marry, kill scenario?
Because if I put Rihanna, Shakira, and Oprah, it's just too easy.
Rihanna, okay, I'm done. Rihanna, who?
Rihanna, Shakira, and I said Oprah, but put anybody in there.
I'm killing Oprah.
Right. It just seems like too much work.
Screwing.
Plus, she's got all that money, too. I mean, if you go ahead and take out that insurance policy and get written into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I almost married her just because that insurance, because the money you said. That made me reconsider my answer from
that. She is a billionaire.
Screwing Shakira.
Maybe I'm probably marrying Oprah.
I might marry Oprah.
Yeah.
Kill Rihanna. Well, poor old Rihanna's already been beat enough, though. So
Who knows, man?
next time you answer me that, you're gonna have 3 damn women in this scenario. That better say Miranda Lambert, Carrie Underwood, and Jessica Simpson next time. Britney Spears or somebody.
What's your
got me answering homo questions up here.
we've talked about this a lot, and I don't know if this one even still makes sense, but I'm gonna ask it anyway because I think we've kind of covered it. But you've worked a lot of jobs, you wash cars, and you slung heaters and stuff now. But what's your dream job?
Host a Family Feud.
Bam! That's what I was thinking. So it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the Mackey's gonna be watching you every time it comes on. Yeah.
That was funny. He brought that up because I do love Family Feud. I think it's since Steve Harvey took over, it's just like, man, that would be such a fun job to have. Yeah, but if I be more realistic, if I couldn't host a Family Feud, I would love to be Mike Keith's like partner in something. It's me and Mike Keith out there doing, not in life.
Oh.
I've got HBK for that. So, yeah, man, I think I would just love to work in sports. I would like to. You know what, man? I'd even like to sit up there at Tennessee Tech to have court line and call something. I figured out I liked it when I started doing not just this podcast, but when I would do Blue Demons, the little youth football league.
Yeah.
I was up there grilling hamburgers one day. He's like, hey, our announcer ain't showing up. I need you to do it. And I was like, I ain't going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got comfortable up there, and I'm like, 75-yard run for a touchdown for Carter Collier or whatever. Then I'd say, Blue Demons facing 3rd and 21 here. But it was like if we were playing Monterey, I'd say, Monterey looking into 3rd and Whitleyville here, you know. Because I don't know if anybody was really paying attention to what I was saying or not, so I'd throw one out every now and then.
Uh-huh.
So before I had to watch my mouth with you, I was having to watch my mouth
with the Blue Demons.
With the Blue Demons, because
right.
One day I was listening to a Tennessee and Florida game on somebody's iPad. So I'd call the play, turn it off, listen to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, shit. But Tennessee or Florida got a first down. Lindsay was below me. She said, "Mike's on." Thanks, on.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm on my way.
So yeah,
I would have thought one of them ESPN jobs that just got opened up a couple weeks ago might have made a good fit for you.
I'm not too. I mean, yeah, that'd be cool, but man, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm not really politically correct. I struggle with that hard.
Yeah, correct.
But I do think that the Titans, a job here in my home state doing something would be cool. Like for the Titans, either working with Mike Keith or as the Titans, like maybe take Frank Wycheck's job on the radio with Mike Keith or something. I don't know. Anything in that organization.
Give us 5 quick facts that people may not know about you that we've not covered today.
That's tough.
Yeah, and go ahead and roll this all into one because the fast facts and the pet peeves may work together. So just give us 5 fast facts and 5 pet peeves, any order. You don't even have to rank them. Let people guess which ones are pet peeves and which ones are facts.
I love flea markets. That's one thing people don't know about. I'm a big flea market. Yeah. Like if I'm in another town, we're traveling.
You're gonna walk around and look.
I'm stopping in a flea market. Still pissed I didn't buy that Shaq life-size stand-up in Louisville last year.
That's random.
Yeah, so was it being there.
Yeah.
It was like, old antiques and books and see, you always find like Madden 97 on the shelves at flea markets. But there's a Shaq perfect condition life-size stand-up for 30 bones, as Mackie would say. And I passed up on it because we didn't have no room in the vehicle for it. So, okay, that's one. 5 things. Man, I don't know, man. That's, even
well, give us 3 and 3. Give me 3 facts.
I'll tell you one that's really weird that I do. I eat the tails on shrimp.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's why do you do that?
I've always done it. I don't know why.
That's so weird.
Yeah, Lindsay hates it.
Yeah.
Gosh, she hates it.
Sir, did you throw your trash on the floor or something? I can't seem to find the tails on this 20-piece shrimp that you got. No, I'm good.
I
No, I'm good.
I do. Everybody that
I eat all them. And
I'm even weird about it now. If I'm out with some people that I don't know, it kills me because I can't eat them.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, they're gonna think I'm weird if I eat the shrimp tail.
Ma'am, I want the steak, but I see those people over there got some shrimp, but they're gonna have some tails left over. Go ahead and bring me those tails.
I've ate Lindsay's tails.
Oh gosh.
Yep. Let me jump to pet peeves real quick, and I'll
give me one more fact.
Then I'll try to think of a fact. But damn, I want to go to a flea market now. I hate going to any college campus, especially like balls games, and people dressing up like they do. Like when we see that shit in Knoxville for the concert the other night, when dudes are wearing
pastels and loafers,
and like the shorts above their knee, and the pastel and the boat shoes and the croquis. Man, I just want to. I hate it. And I've met some guys that were pretty cool. That wears that. It's just, I mean, they're going to be wearing the rompers next.
Yeah,
that's always pissed me off.
Yeah,
I mean, bad.
Give me 2 more pet peeves.
I get this current lingo on Facebook. I can handle somebody saying, I love you to the moon and back.
Yeah.
Never bothered me. I see people say, hey, I love you to the moon and back. This, I love them so big. Everybody's doing.
Oh, I've not seen that. I don't like it, though.
Yeah. Oh, love her so good. Got to see my girl so-and-so today. Love her so good. Here with graduation with my nephew. Love him so big. Shut up.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like the way it sounds unless you're 4, you know.
Yeah.
Unless you just learned to speak.
Love her so good. Love him so big. That don't make my heart full. I guarantee you that when I see that.
One more.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just.
All right, let's go on to the next one.
Yeah, let's just
go on to the next one. Let's spit fire for a minute here. Who's your favorite all-time musician?
Hank Jr.
Who's your favorite musician you've seen live?
Okay, Kid Rock or Eric Church. One A, one B. They're both really good performances.
Yeah.
That being said, Hank Jr. has had my favorite moment. He said one time, and coming from a guy that said country music, you don't say the F word.
Yeah.
He says, hey, Knoxville, I got a question for you, for your asses. And he said, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to have to edit this. Go ahead and give you the heads up. You're going to have to edit this. So just go ahead and.
Yeah.
He says, are y'all ready for some football? Woo! Well, by God, you're looking at the original Monday Night Mother Dinosaur, Hank Williams Jr. Then he's playing If Heaven Ain't Like Dixie. He goes, hey, why don't y'all tell my buddy Bobby, Kid Rock, to quit effing my song up? I didn't write that about Detroit. I wrote about Dick still. He's always a good time, but Kid Rock live is awesome. Eric Church live, unbelievable.
Favorite movie?
Happy Gilmore or Wedding Crashers.
All-time NBA starting 5, any era. Magic,
Michael, Bird, with LeBron coming on strong, unfortunately. Charles, Barkley, and Shaq. And that's not the greatest 5, but that's my 5.
One musician everybody needs to go listen to right now.
Jason Eady.
Favorite athlete not named Shaq.
Yeah, it's obvious, I guess. Eddie George.
Yeah.
Steve McNair. Just depends on which one you like better of the day. I always loved Jake Locker. He was a bust in the NFL, but I love Jake Locker.
Baseball or hockey?
Hockey.
It's that season right now.
Yeah.
LeBron or Michael?
Sorry, kids under 25.
Yeah.
Taking Michael. Not to discount anything LeBron's doing. He's breaking records. He's breaking records, and he'll
sweeping the Celtics.
Doing bad things to Celtics I didn't think they would be doing. Now Isaiah Thomas is out. He's going to get swept. But, man, I know it. I know there's people out there saying people my age are just too hell-bent on it, but he's the greatest of all time.
Greatest Titan of all time.
McNair.
Favorite dunker of all time. If you don't say this one guy, I'm going to punch you right in the face.
Vince Carter is the greatest dunk contest I ever seen. I think people forget too much about Sean Kemp, though. Sean Kemp was a nasty MFer.
Yeah, he did some nasty stuff, too. Favorite all-time comedian?
Oh, man. Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, it has to be Eddie
Raw
Murphy.
and delirious Eddie Murphy. I still watch. Man, the ice cream man, the little Italian that watched Rocky that thought he could call the Juju Bean on, and the foreign people cussing out Eddie Murphy. You the F-U man, Eddie. I know you. You're the F-U man.
Yeah. What's your favorite Nashville honky tonk?
Tootsie sucks anymore, but I mean it's you. If you're out of town, you got to take somebody to Tootsie's. Legends is my favorite to sit down and actually have
a good time at. What's your favorite curse word?
The F word. You can use it as a noun, an adjective, a verb. So many ways to use it. I'm trying to cut down on it. I've only used it 3 times on the show, maybe in a year.
Right.
5 times
Did
tops.
Twice a day, but
I did it myself.
Yeah. What's your drink of choice?
Water. Water and
Pabst Blue.
Water blue cans.
Yeah. Your celebrity crush. Besides Shakira and Shaq.
Nicki Minaj, man. I got this weird obsession with Nicki Minaj and Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, I believe that. Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Still, last section here. This last bunch of questions here. We're going to do a quick name association and your first thought that comes up whenever I say these names. This is some of our buddies, and we're just going to go down through there real quick. Thad Johnson.
Pretty. He always had to match his American Eagle to his undershirt. Good time.
Brandon Gregory.
You can't have a bad time with that.
Yeah.
Brandon Gregory, beautiful, house full of kids, dependable, gangster tattoos.
James Hatcher.
One of the best people you'll meet, really. Just like the other two I just mentioned. James, one of the best people. Always will be there for you if you need anything.
But don't want you to think he will be. Interesting individual.
He's sometimes don't take a joke as much as some of us, but one of the best people you'll meet.
Oh yeah, Derek Rich.
Underrated fun person, man. D Rich is you won't find him on any social media. You almost forget about him if he's out there, but he's always my go-to. Sometimes because we dig the same kind of music, we like some of the same stuff. Very underrated. He's a good time.
Clint Fraley.
That's a paragraph in a book somewhere waiting to happen. Been friends with Clint now for 15, 16 years. Seen him change his life in the last since his kids was born. One of the most fun times you'll ever be in your life.
Yeah, I believe
one of the most frustrating times because at the time, boy, you get ready to kick his ass. Sometimes we've been out, but knew from the way he always treated his nephews that once he was a parent, he'd be awesome. Man, he's changed. He's still likes going to music festivals.
Yeah, he's still good. Always been a good guy, but he's a
lot better person. He'll tell you to go F yourself if he don't like you.
Yeah,
and there's no, if Clint Fraley don't like you. And luckily, I'm on the good list most of the time.
Jace Fraley.
Not taking my ass to Preds games is what the first thing that comes to mind. Jace is whether they want to admit it or not, a lot like Clint. Help you out a whole lot.
Oh yeah,
good bunch, man. That Fraley,
good bunch of Fraleys.
I'm a fan of the Fraleys.
Van Erich, short. For anybody that don't know,
if you ever in your life have a bad word to say about Van Erich Short,
you've got a problem with yourself.
The single nicest person I've ever met in my life.
Chris Boone.
Good time. Pabst Blue Ribbon's what comes to my mind because he's the only person who will drink that nasty stuff, and just another good buddy I don't get to see enough of.
Yeah, there's another military guy, Marine.
And I don't give a shit if he wears his outfit
wherever he wants to go.
Yeah.
What about Jeremy?
He earned it because he actually was overseas.
Yeah.
Everywhere. So
Jeremy Mackey.
You hear it on the show. Everybody that's heard this show, if you don't know him, you've grown to know him, and probably one of the single most fun people on the face of this earth.
If you can't have a good time whenever Jeremy Mackey's around, you have a stick in your butt.
Agreed.
Jeremy Hammer.
Another guy moved off, had kids, and I'll say this about Jeremy Hammer. We might not talk every 3 months, every 4 months. He's changed his life. I mean, we couldn't be different about what we do with our lives.
Right.
But, man, he don't judge me too hard, probably. And when I go see him, it's just like 1999.
All over again.
It's the same thing. We still have a lot of the same loves, even though he's done different things. He's got big into hiking. Different things like that, and you will never catch me hiking or running.
Right.
So, man, yeah, it's the same friendship, but just with maturity.
Brent Duffer.
Probably the only person on this list that you're going to name me that we've had more ups and downs with. Me and Brent will get along.
Yeah, and then not.
Well, like in our younger days, we've been solid for several years now. But yeah, man, we there was a time where we didn't G-haw, as the old Peanut would say.
Yeah.
Brent's a good dude. He's helped me out a whole lot too.
AJ Cragged.
It's the white Derek Fisher.
Brad Cragged.
Well, AJ.
I jumped straight on so you could say the white Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, the white Martin Lawrence is absolutely right. You put Derek Fisher and Martin Lawrence in a picture, and you got the Cragged brothers.
Yeah.
AJ, man, I tell you what, a lot of people are doing things in basketball. You don't find a lot of 5'7" guys doing what AJ did on the basketball court.
Yeah.
Also good grew up to be good dad. You don't see AJ much. He's with his kids a lot. Nothing wrong with that. So I miss him actually. Last time I seen him
randomly with Brad the other day. He's working with Brad down there in Carthage.
He come up to Brad's. I'd text him and told him to come up there, and he didn't. And then he didn't text me back. And he come up and had a brand new dress shirt on. And he ripped it. He pulled my, my God, what you doing? And he used to get so mad because for years, Brad say, do the AJ impression. Mm-hmm. It was when AJ used to come to our apartments and he'd come flying in, his elbows cocked, and AJ had a lot of more teeth, it seemed like the people, smile from ear to ear. By God, we'll get wild tonight, and he would get so mad. And then years later, like at my wedding, he came up to me and he was feeling pretty good. And Lindsay's dad is about 25 feet behind us. AJ comes and grabs you the way he always did. And he goes, by God, all I want to see right now is you go do the AJ walk. And I said, I ain't going to do it. I got my father-in-law behind me. I'm good. He goes, by God, I say do the AJ. And I said, AJ, I'm good. He goes, by God, I'll do it. And he took off doing his own strut about 30 foot out there and slams his hat down, picked it back up, come back running, and good times with AJ. AJ was one of the three that raised me, Jeremy and AJ. And
Bradley Craighead being the next one here.
Yeah, they took me in. I already been running around all you boys for years, and I got my next level of
sophistication.
Well, that's the wrong word to use with the Cragans and Jeremy. We all just had a good time, and a lot of people. If my mom didn't have to worry about me going over to Jeremy's house and hanging out, she probably needed to. And I was with the Cragans. First beer I ever drank, Brad Craggett and Jonathan Odell. Hated the taste of it. Yeah. It was a Bush beer. Hated the taste of it. Going down a back road and was like, I'm trying to impress these guys, but I'm also at the same time I threw it out and Brad's like, hell no, that thing was full. Payment and Brad has been there for me and Brad's a lot like a lot of you guys that I don't have to see for a long time, and we try to keep up with the kids. Me and him try to do things together with kids. But he's the same way. Like I said, you can see him and you just pick right up. Right. Brad's another person. I mean, there might be some boyfriends over the years before he got married that didn't like him for different reasons. Right. Because AJ and Brad Craggett was not.
They've been around.
Well, I wasn't gonna put it like that. Yeah. But ladies love the Craggett brothers before they've settled down and become awesome dads and husbands. But other than those boyfriends that didn't like him, shit, hard to find anything bad to say about Brad Craggett.
Don Asbury, Dr. Don Asbury,
one of the funniest freaking people.
Quick.
Yes, I mean that's a better. Quick-witted as hell. I don't know. There's one story. I don't know if I should. One time we got feeling pretty, and he's like, "Hey DK, I'm a walrus," and I said, "What?" And I looked over, and he had 2 straws from the margarita he was drinking. Had them hanging down. He's like, "I'm a walrus." And so that's always stuck. Like every time so it's always been a joke between like me, him, and Jason.
That's
Derek. But yeah, man. And Don's a big-hearted person. Yeah. We've always enjoyed doing the wrestling together. Not together. We didn't ever wrestle. We never had a match. Or anything, but just in our underwear. Yeah. But then we've sports. He's a big podcast listener too, and. Yeah, but quick-witted. That would come to mind, man. He's freaking funny.
Jeff Mackey.
Missed, man. He just
missed. Definitely missed. Seen Jeremy posted something about going and seeing his gravestone the other day. Missed that guy.
Yeah, and it's
shout out to Jeremy.
I miss seeing Jeff's rants on Twitter is what I miss. I missed seeing. Are you effing kidding? Like it would be too. Like I would text him. I'd be like, "Dude, a little much on Twitter." I was like, "You're getting a little much here." Ain't you?
Our lost brother, Josh Kennedy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Golly, just a good time, man. Just a good time. You, so much fun. He is one of the points of when I can look back at college and I just. Things that we done together that will never be repeated. And it wouldn't,
nothing horribly bad, but still, it's always there for a good time.
Nothing that would,
or when a good time was going on.
Yeah, man, just a god dang, it sucks getting old and
losing
touch. But he still listens to our show and he'll text us every now and then. But man, just probably had the most fun wedding I've been to.
Oh yeah, that was a fantastic
That was a
wedding.
fun wedding.
Yeah.
Just absolute great guy.
John Godwin.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
No, that's another one that we've really drawn closer with kids.
Uh-huh.
We were always really cool since I met him. I met him 7, 8, 9 years ago at one of my parties. I had him and Thad coming together. Met them the same night.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time we were to get together and we staged this fight. We thought nobody was in on it,
Right.
except for maybe Thompson.
Uh-huh.
And we started kind of yelling at each other. Everybody's like, dude, what's going on? And people were trying to break us up.
Yeah.
And we're dying inside.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, cussing him out. He's rearing back to me. And finally we just had to hug it out and laugh. Everybody's like, you pricks. Like, what are y'all doing? But we've actually got closer since he's had his little girl. And
Mm-hmm.
I broke tradition this year. We went up to used to go to his house for every NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
Last couple of years. Yeah, man. Think a lot of him.
What about Blake Allen?
I'm a fan of Blake Allen, man. Blake Allen's one of those kind of guys like myself, man. You're not gonna everywhere you go. You're gonna probably find maybe 1 out of the 5 maybe don't like Blake Allen, right? And the same for me. It'd probably be 2 out of 5,
Right.
maybe more than that. Hell, I don't know what people says about me behind my back. But I myself personally, for anything Blake Allen's ever done to me,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's great. I think he's I think you are always entertained when he's around.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, there's been other stuff happen, but not to me. So
Miranda Kennedy.
oh man, everybody had mamas that were fun.
Mhm.
God, my mama would say things that would embarrass me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
just to put people on the spot. But
Yeah.
she just always, like, when you boys were around, she liked to say stuff.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes I was like, I don't even think it's appropriate, Mama. What are you doing? Like, what do you say? But that's where I tend to think I get more of my cut up side, even though my dad can, you get him about right. We'll talk about him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I remember, but at the same time, tried to raise me the right way. Remember one time I was wanting a Michael Jordan watch. I was about 10. I was about Waylon's age.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk about getting your raising or whatever. And she was trying to look at something. I was like, Mom, I need this watch. And kept on and on. Finally, I come around. She knocked the piss out of me.
Shut up. You don't need
Get
this.
that damn watch. But at the same time, man, she'd. I think I told this at her funeral. There was a pair of shoes I wanted. I was about 9, 10, whatever. And now, do you really need these? And I said, yeah, I do. And I promise this is what I want. And so we bought them, and then both of us terrified from Cookville to home. How in the hell we was going to explain to Daddy
Yeah.
how we
Spent $200.
yeah, how we spent $200. But I mean, even when she got sick, and everything, and I remember sitting down there with her. This was the hardest part for me. We sat down on her laptop and looked up YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I like this song. This is what I want to play at my funeral. God,
Gosh,
man,
somebody.
you talk about hard, but man, she handled that as well as she could. And even when she was sick, we wanted to go somewhere, she'd say, yeah, y'all go ahead. And God, I regret.
Yeah.
Was it really that important to go somewhere that night when your mama was? But at the time, I was struggling with it, and it was almost I had to get out of the house.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a mixture of like still being a dumbass, wanting to go out and do things, maybe thinking that she's gonna be better.
Right.
And when she wasn't, then but yeah, man, to a sense of humor down to the very end. That's what I'll always remember. She was a hard ass, man. You think I cussed? These Spivey women had mouths. Like I'm saying, my mama, my Aunt Winona. Good Lord, man, they would put somebody to shame. But a sweetheart. She always she cared about everybody in the family.
Mm-hmm.
She, literally would worry about everybody else's kids too. So I remember Brad and AJ come seeing her right before she died. A couple of them, it wasn't weeks before she died, and she worried herself to death. Well, I better get this house picked up before they get here. And I better, she goes, boys, I've lost all my damn hair, but, I still tried to, I hate to not look no better than what I do. And they're like, oh, Brad's like, yeah, you look fine. I said, yeah. She goes, so we said, you still look good. She said, you damn right I do. So always, always.
Ricky Kennedy.
I get more and more like him.
You look more and more like him.
That's true. But like I find myself doing things that I never thought I would do. I talk to my animals more than I do my family. That always pissed me off when growing up. I'm like, he likes his dogs better than he does us. But always been there. No, he didn't come to a lot of ball games. He didn't do a lot of this. Now going to ball games, seeing how much shit people are full of. I'm like, I get it. I see why he stayed at home and didn't want to come fool these people.
Right.
Because he's kind of like me. Like, he was from Jackson County, but I went to school here. So he was an outsider, somewhat, even though Mama knew people because she was from Clay County. So now I'm seeing it I'm the kind of outsider over here. And I really ain't got time for these people's crap. I ain't trying to get any political stuff over here. Maybe I'll quit going to ball games.
Right.
So, because I always said I was going to coach and do this stuff, but yeah, good dad though. He's always been there. He's always good, but now he's a man of a few words. It's hard to get a reaction from him. Sometimes I'll tell him a story. I'm like, all right,
nothing.
But he's good. I mean,
good guy,
big-hearted person, down deep, and like I said, I always just credited so much of my personality to my mom, but you get Rick feeling about right. He'll some of that comes out of him too. He's a big storyteller.
Right. Last one, most important one, some might say, Lucas Hickman.
Prick.
Through and through.
Biggest prick.
To the end. No. In case anybody was wondering.
Funny story about me and Lucas. When we were I remember getting mad at you on the basketball court during PE so bad.
Years ago.
10 years old.
Yeah.
I was 11, you was 10 probably.
Yeah.
You wouldn't let me play in whatever game. We were playing basketball in the big courts.
Yeah.
I can't remember the whole story. I want to say I threw your ball right back. You made me so mad. I went to the yearbooks and I X'd your face.
Out of all the yearbooks?
Out of at least 2 years worth of yearbooks. Because that's how I roll.
There's so much explanation that just happened right here. If I'd let you play in that damn ball game.
Yeah, you son
of a gun. Well,
but no, I've always after that, I can't think of anything that we're really have ever had a bad word since about 1995.
I'm gonna have to go up here and unlock all these basketballs too. I've got every one of them locked up every time you come in.
I can't. No, to be honest, I mean, the honest answer, I don't think we've ever had a real crossword. Too much.
I'm gonna say it's been a while if it has.
And it was probably not. It might have been induced by something.
Yeah, I'm saying it was probably not either one of our faults. Is probably something else that got in the middle of it there.
Something else talking.
Yeah.
Something else making us talk. But no.
Lubricated the situation.
Yeah. Lubricated been a good word.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I could have. I'll always appreciate that you come to my house and ask to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And
I'll always be appreciative that you said yes.
Well, that was not when we getting too sucky up into each other. Well, I can suck up to everybody on this list. I ain't sucking up to you on this list one.
Please don't, because I'll get nervous and I'll delete this shit off of it.
No, but do I have do I see some more friends more? Maybe. Do I have some in common with more?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. But I don't know that I could have done it with anybody else. Because it is that give and take that we give each other sometimes.
We're enough different there that it
sometimes I just want you to tell me that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Sometimes I want you to fight me more.
I've been working on it, man. I've been listening to leadership books. It says write down notes, give them to people, and leaders piss people off. So maybe
I didn't ask you to piss me off.
I'm just going to start pissing you off. All right, man. That was fun. That was a good time.
That was fun.
There's in-depth DK right there. Probably my favorite guest so far.
Yeah, and I wasn't late. I was late. Actually, I was late here today.
Yeah, it wasn't your fault, though. It's because I called you off, I believe, after we slept about 34 and a half minutes last night.
That was
in the whole house.
That was long, too.
Yeah, it was a long one. Well,
sorry for that, guys.
Well, that's all right. We got this. I know you wouldn't apologize to me. Just don't apologize to everybody else, but it's all right. It wasn't that long. It's just an hour and 50 right here. Good show. We apologize for being off for 2.5 weeks there unexpectedly. We both had things come up and pop up here and there, so life happens.
Work's going to have to quit playing around.
Yeah, when this isn't your only job, it makes it pushes it out sometimes.
I tell you.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you, and Send us some feedback.
Yeah, shoot us some feedback. Go out and check out our website. Give me some feedback on what we need to do there. Thad Johnson, we'll get your picture on there ASAP.
I told him, Thad, that he was about to boycott us if we didn't get that picture on there.
But I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm going to look back through my emails. I don't know that I got a picture of Thad in there.
That might have been my fault.
He may fib to you, Thadrick.
I tried to send it. Well, whether I did or not, I don't know. I told you I did. The one I sent was all of us. You posted the one of all of us that day.
Yeah. He's in there.
So shut up, Thad.
Thad, you're in there.
I don't know. He says the one's not on there. He says the one group picture wasn't on there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I took a.
I think it's on there.
Thad has a selfie with him doing that pose with his beer.
All right, everybody. That's our show for the week. Thanks for listening. Check us out. Hopefully Wednesday.
Hey, and I gotta send some questions for Lucas. I think we should send some questions in. That's why it's smart. We did mine first. That way, then people didn't have a chance to send any questions. Because there's a lot I don't need to answer, and I'm not going to answer. But Lucas, on the other hand, would love to answer your questions if you want to send them in once you listen to this podcast.
Love may be a strong word, but I may do it. At least.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. That's our show. Thanks for listening.